Hello everyone, this is Lena Kears from Inspired Creations. I'm a Canadian independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And today I have this really fun pop-out card to share with you and to teach you how to make it. Isn't that pretty? It's using the butterflies from the new special that I'm going to tell you about first before I start making this card. So just hang in there and we'll get to the card in a few minutes. So Stampin' Up! Has this special on right now. This stamp set and dies will be in the new annual catalog coming out in June. And this paper here, the Butterfly Bijou and the Natural Touch specialty paper, which looks like a birchwood, that's only on right now until May 3rd or as long as supplies last. Now you can buy just the bundle, you can just buy this paper, or you can buy it all for $97. And remember, this will be in the annual catalog, so you're going to see cards made with it for the next year. But the papers will not be in the catalog. And then this one here is just showing you the die cutting machine that you need. You need the bigger one to cut this out because it's a 6-inch wide base. So I'm going to show you the pieces here. So I've already got this set up for the card, but this is the stamp set, and it's one big background stamp. And then you've got these dies. Oops, the magnet's really holding on to that. Okay, so you've got this big die here that exactly cuts out these individual stamps. And then you've got also these bits and pieces here for some background decoration and some little butterflies. But then there's another sheet of dies, and these are the detailed dies. So if you want to cut out, say, a black frame to overlay your butterfly or something, you can do that individually with each one. Okay, so that's very interesting, the way they've done that. Now I'm going to show you how to make just one of these because I'm just using this big butterfly today that I'm actually stamping. The rest are coming out of this gorgeous paper. So I'll show you all the different papers here. So this is what I've just cut out. I've cut this out, and I'm using 3 of these 3 butterflies on today's card. And then this one I've stamped. I'm not using the yellow one. Now, I saved this because this is the frame that's left over when you cut out the butterflies. You can cut this strip off and use it on the edge of your card, or this one, or you can flip it over and you can use this pretty background paper for a strip on your card too. And I have a card to show you that I did that with. So you've got a bunch of these. So there's quite a few of the same, and the back side is very pretty. So I love that background. Then there's this one, and that's a very nice background as well. Then we'll go to this one. So this is like kind of an ombre, going from lighter to darker. And then on the back, this is a very pretty background too. And then there's this paper. So different sizes of butterflies, just filling the air. And then there's this calypso background. And then there's one more. That's a page full of smaller butterflies. Kind of just like the first page I showed you, but they're way smaller. So this, see, you can see the same butterflies. They're just way smaller. Now, I don't believe there's a die to cut out these. There's a die to cut out these. And, oh, the back of this paper looks like this. Also pretty. So this is very pretty paper. There's lots of sheets. Let's see, it says There's 48 sheets, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I miss one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there's 6. So anyway, there's then 6 of each. No, 8 of each. 8 of each page. So that's a nice supply of butterfly paper and lovely backgrounds. And then this is the birch paper. There's 2 sheets of 12 by 12, and it's just kind of just the birch color with a textured look here. And then this is kind of the wood grain. It's very pretty. And I've got a card that I've used that on that I'll show you too. So I just don't want people to miss out on this fantastic bundle or collection. It includes the bundle, but all of it is called a collection. And you can get any pieces of it. You can get just the set, just the dies, just either of the papers, or you can get it all for $97. So it's no cheaper to get it all, except it's 10% cheaper if you buy the bundle, just like in the regular catalog. So $23 and $60 would be $83, but the bundle is $74.50. And when you add $74.50 with these pieces, you get $97. But it has just one number, so that's an easy way to order it. Okay, so that is on right now. And I'll show you the cards that I've already made with it so far. And I don't dream up these ideas myself. I browse Pinterest and other demonstrators, and I collect their ideas, and I make changes, and this is what I came up with. So this is using, we're actually using these dies today as well from the painted poppies, painted label dies. So on today's card, we're using these. On this card, I used the circle one. So that's been a very versatile set too. Then I've got, this is using the big one. So this one is die cut from the designer paper, but it was a little bit light color to show through the black. So I went over it with a pumpkin or a calypso, one of the oranges, just on this section here to show it off a little bit nicer. I used some of the background paper here. Oh, and this one here is where I cut the 2 strips off the edge. And instead of using the butterflies, I used the pretty background. And this is an interesting card. So it's just 1 sheet of paper, like 5.5 by 8.5. And you score it at 2 1/8 here, but not all the way across, just a little piece. Maybe I'll make a video and teach you how to do that. But anyway, it makes for an interesting card. And I used that pretty butterfly on there. And then this is using those butterflies that were flying through the sky. And I added one a little bit bigger there. And a piece of vellum, Love to Celebrate You. So that's about as far as I got, because I've been working on figuring out this one. I saw this online, but I couldn't find the instructions, how to do the inside. So I've been playing with that and trying to figure out where to do the score lines and so on. So I think I've got it figured out. I'm going to give you the measurements that I used, and hopefully you'll try it out as well. So I used the strawberry paper from the free stuff with Celebration, and I know Celebration is over, but a lot of us have these beautiful papers, and you can use any paper you like. I like this one because the back of this page is this, and I liked the green leaves because the butterflies are fluttering around in the tree, I guess, with the leaves. So today I'm going to use slightly different one on the front, but I'm still using this one for the back. I saw a card made similar to this that used the hydrangea paper. And there's that one sheet that has flowers all across the bottom and then blue sky. But I didn't have enough to make this because you need a piece that's 12-inch long. So we're going to use these pieces here. So these are the butterflies I don't need. These are the three we do need, and I didn't like the coloring on that one to go with my card today, so I just went over some of the color with the Blackberry Bliss, the light one. And because it's going over the dark pink, it's not Blackberry Bliss, but I think it's a better color to match. So this is the paper I'm using. It's still from the berry set, but because I wanted to use blackberry, this goes nicely with that. And I used a different green from this here too. So this is garden green and this was spruce. So, and then what happened to the butterfly that I made to go with this? I did just make it. Well, hopefully I'll find it on the way. Okay. No, he fluttered away. And he was so pretty. Maybe it's in between the papers here somewhere. I don't see it. Okay, well, we won't worry about it now. The main part is to make this inside part here. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. So it's the regular card front. I use the thick white because it's got a lot of stuff inside, and it's a bit of a thick card. It doesn't stay closed like this. It wants to pop open, which is nice for displaying. But I guess you could add a belly band or ribbons or something to keep it shut if that's what you want to do. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then this piece is Blackberry Bliss, and that is 5 1/4 by 4. And then the two labels are from the painted label set that I showed you already. And oh, this piece here, the designer paper, and watch, these berries are hanging down. So you want to watch that you put it on the right way. But this is 5 by 3 3/4. So that's the layer on top of that. And then I've got this big one here, and this is 5 1/4, 5 1/4 here, and 12 inches here. And I have not scored it yet, so I'm going to score it with you. And then this piece here is 2 1/4 by 5, and that's just to go inside the card so you have a writing space. You could put another one here if you have a lot to say. I don't usually have a lot to say, so I didn't put it in there. Okay, one more search for that big butterfly, but can't find it. So I did make a very pretty butterfly. Okay. So we're going to use our scoreboard. And here are the measurements that I'm using. And I'm going to pull open this arm because we're going to go quite a ways, up to 9.5 inches. So starting at 2.5, you want to make sure that you're, I don't know if I'm in the middle here. My desk is not very wide. Okay, so 2.5 is our first measurement. So cutting blade is gone, scoring blade is what I'm using. Then the next one is 3 3/4. And the next one is 6. Then 7 1/8. And you can actually stop the video and just take a screenshot of those measurements, or they will be underneath the video where you see show more. I'll have all the instructions for this card. So we did 7 1/8, 8 1/4, and then 9 1/2 is the last one. Okay, it's hard for you to see the scores, but that's what they are. Okay. Okay, so there's one at 6-inch, and then there's two at 9.5 and 2.5. So those are the two end pieces. Hard to see the score lines even for me. There we go. Okay, and then the in-between parts are the accordion fold. So I'm just calling it an accordion pop-up card. I think, did I miss one here? I think I did. There's one here. I was talking too much. I think I missed the 7 and 8 one. Maybe from this way. There we go. Hopefully that's right. We're doing this on the fly. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which way you fold them, up or down, until you actually get to the part where you need them to do what you want them to do. So it's going to fit like this. And I tried to make them all even, but there's still a little titch out there, but it doesn't affect the card at all. So we're not going to worry about it. So what's going to happen is we're going to leave like an equal edge all the way around there and around here. And then the card should fold shut with these pieces just behaving themselves in the middle, and they do. So that's what happens. So if you see here, they're not perfect, because this one should be out a little more, and I tried straightening that out, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't make any difference to the card. And I wanted my leaves going up. You might want your leaves going down. I don't know if there's a right or wrong, but we're going to just glue this part in. And I'm going to put it on here, but I'm going to close the card before I stick down the second side. Come on. Okay, so we don't want anything past these end folds. So I'm just going to stick it down here so it's straight, hopefully. And then we're going to just close this down on the card so everything is straight there, and there you have it. So you still got time to turn it one way or the other at this point. Actually, leaves hang down, don't they? I think the first one, the leaves are going up, so let's make them go down here. Okay, so let's get our bits and pieces back. And okay, I'll put those measurements away. They will be at the bottom as well. So this week on Facebook, I'm posting these butterfly cards that I just showed you. And just the right way. So I thought I would finish up the week by posting this video. I like to do a video on Friday if I can find the time to make one. So this hopefully will be Friday's video. like I said, you can use any suitable DSP that you have on hand. Like I'm sure many of us have got piles of DSP packages with 1 or 2 pages left in it, and maybe you can find something that's really suitable for this. Because we can't really get this paper anymore. The celebration is past now. Okay, that's where I'm going to stamp my message. And this message comes from a set that is in the January to June catalog, and it's called Tranquil Thoughts. So that's a really nice birthday message. It has a thank you. I thought of you today. It happens more often than you know. Life may change. My love and support never will. And then there's these different flowers and petals. I, at this point, don't have the dies to go with this. We'll see if I get them yet before the catalog is done. And then I'm using this happy birthday for the front of the card. And this is a really nice stamp set too, with lots of nice words in it. So let's stamp the happy birthday. Just clean this one off. There we go. And that's all we need that for. Now, what did I do with the label? Right here. So I think that I'm going to glue this down flat and then raise the label with dimensionals. I like to do that every once in a while, just for a little change of pace. So this green matches the paper quite well. It's one of the colors mentioned on the package of the designer paper. It also mentions shaded spruces, which is what I did on the original card. That looks pretty good. Looks like we need a few sparkles. Well, we better worry about the butterfly first, which I would add if I could find it, but I still haven't found it, so I don't know if it fell on the floor or where it went. Well, I'll just show you with this one, but this is not the one I'm adding because it's not the color I wanted. But I'm just sticking it on like this with dimensionals. And when I find the real one, I will take a picture of it and add it to the video, so you can have a look at that. Okay, so we still need to add all the butterflies. So for getting just the big one, I'm using the Stamparatus because it allows me to stamp twice in case the black doesn't stamp very well for some reason. But what I did was I made a little black one. So I bought the uninked spots and I used my Memento refill to fill this with ink so that I can just stamp that one there. So I'm just putting this underneath. And I better move over because then you can see better. So I'm just inking this one up. Should be pretty juicy because I just did it today. Oh, and what I didn't show you is in order to put your paper down, I just cut a piece of paper that would be big enough for this piece here. And so I held this over here and made sure that it every piece of the butterfly would be on the paper. So there, yeah, that will work. Put the magnet there just to hold it firmly in place. And now I'm going to stamp. And I think that the magnet is a little bit in the way there. There, that's better. So, okay, a little bit more ink there. I'm just going to ink the whole thing, make it nice and black. So this is one of those stamps that it doesn't stamp completely black because there's light areas, and that's the way the stamp is designed. So I needed this little tip here. Perfect. All right, and then we're going to just cut it out with the die, and I can show you that as well. And okay, so when I'm cutting out these dies, you have only the big sheet here. So I just want to cut out this one here. And I want to make sure it stays in place. So I just use a little bit of washi tape just to hold the die in place. And I've used that washi tape many times over. It needs to go on here. Oops, I should have done it on the right one to start with. Now the trick for this is that not all the edges are blunt here, so you stagger the edges and it goes through much easier. There we go. Carefully take off the piece of washi tape. And we have the butterfly cut out. So that's how you cut out, if you just want to do one or two or however many. I usually use washi tape just to hold it in place anyway. I'm not going to take the time to color it right now because I know I did color one. So we'll just put this away and we'll get all these butterflies in place here. So what I did was I just kind of put one on each fold, and you can arrange the colors any which way you like, or you can use different butterflies. There's lots of choices here. You can stamp all your own butterflies, but this kind of saves the coloring part. So when you're gluing these down, you just want to glue the left wings, just the part that is going to be sticking down. And I'm going to use the liquid glue here. So eyeball it as to how much of this you want covered. So just make sure it's not sticking out past the edge of the card, because then it won't fit in the envelope. Again, on the left side, good. And there you have it, just like that. And then with the big one in the front here, colored with the colors from the paper. And that's how I did this card. So I hope you like this card. It's a different, this is the first time I've made this accordion pop-out card. I thought it was really interesting when I saw it on Pinterest, actually, and I was determined to figure out how it was made. So I hope you like it as well and that you'll give it a try. And I hope you'll give this whole collection some good thought, because it's a great set that's going to be in the catalog all year long for the only the stamp and the bundle. The paper, if you want it, you have to get it soon. Okay, that's it for now. Have a great day. Bye-bye.